Long ago, in a time when nations were great and kings ruled with both wisdom and might, there lived a man named David. He was not born into royalty. He was just a young shepherd boy, tending sheep in the fields of Bethlehem. David's life was ordinary at first. Every day he would wake up with the sun, watch over his father's sheep, keep them safe from wolves and lions, and quietly sing songs to God as he worked. But God had a plan for David that was far greater than anyone could imagine. David loved God with all his heart. He believed that God was always with him, protecting him even in the lonely fields. He trusted that no matter what happened, God's hand was guiding his steps. This trust would be tested in ways David never expected. One day, David's life changed forever. The Israelite army was at war with the Philistines, a powerful enemy who had a giant warrior named Goliath. Goliath was enormous, towering over the soldiers, and he mocked the people of Israel. Every day he would come forward and challenge their armies to send a champion to fight him. But everyone was afraid. No one wanted to face the giant. They were sure no one could defeat him. David's 3 older brothers were in the army, and one day their father sent David to bring food to them on the battlefield. When David arrived, he heard Goliath's taunts and saw the fear in the eyes of the soldiers. David couldn't understand why they were so scared. He asked, "Who is this Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" The words of God had always been strong in David's heart. He remembered how, as a boy, he had saved his sheep by standing against lions and bears, trusting that God would protect him. Now, faced with the giant Goliath, he believed just as firmly that God would help him be victorious. The king, Saul, heard about David's courage and sent for him. At first, Saul was doubtful. "You're just a boy," he said. "How can you fight this giant?" But David insisted. "The Lord who saved me from the paw of the lion and the bear will save me from this Philistine." So David went to face Goliath, not with armor or sword, but with only a sling and 5 smooth stones he picked from a nearby stream. Everyone watched in disbelief. The giant laughed and cursed David, but David stood firm, raised his sling, and with 1 stone struck Goliath's forehead. The giant fell to the ground, defeated. The army of Israel cheered, their courage renewed. David's victory was not just a story of bravery, it was a story of faith. It showed that no matter how big the enemy or how impossible the challenge, when we trust in God and step forward with faith, miracles can happen. David's life reminds us that God chooses people not by their appearance or strength, but by their heart. It shows us that faith is not about being without fear, but about trusting God in spite of fear. David's victory over Goliath teaches us that with God on our side, we can overcome whatever giants we face in life, whether they be doubts, fears, temptations, or troubles that seem too big to handle. In our own lives, we might feel small and powerless at times. Problems can feel like giants, and the world can seem overwhelming. But the story of David encourages us to remember who is truly powerful. God is bigger than every giant in our lives. When we put our trust in Him and take the first step forward, even when it scares us, we invite God's power to work through us. So what does this mean for us today? It means that we shouldn't wait until we feel ready or strong enough to face life's challenges. We can step forward now, trusting God to guide and help us. Just like David, we can face our giants with nothing but faith in our heart, and we can be confident that God's strength will carry us through. The story of David and Goliath is more than just a thrilling tale from the past. It is a living message of hope and courage. It teaches us that no matter where we come from, no matter how small we feel, God can use us mightily. And it reminds us that faith, simple, bold, trusting faith, is one of the greatest powers in the universe. Remember, the giants you face today might be fear, insecurity, illness, broken relationships, or any challenge that seems too big to overcome. But just like David, you don't have to face them alone. God is with you. He is your strength and your shield. Step forward with faith, hold on to his promises, and watch how he brings victory where it seemed impossible.